Okay, so how do I do this ANOVA test as part of the MyOpen Math for the Think Do Chapter 11 optional homework? And so this is about 3 different breeds of cows and the amount of butterfat, or that's the cream that comes out of, that you can separate to make butter and all those other things, ice cream. And there's these 3 different breeds. And just so you know, I don't know how much of an agricultural background you have, Jerseys tend to have a higher butterfat content than most other breeds. Of course, with that said, there's always some fluctuation. There's Holstein herds that have very high butterfat content too, and same with Guernseys. And usually, typically, it says Holsteins have the lowest butterfat, but they produce the most milk. Guernseys are someplace in the middle. And Jerseys tend to produce less milk, but more butterfat. They're smaller cows too. So we're going to do a one-way ANOVA test. Now, because I've got 3 different groups, I can't run a 2-sample t-test because I've got 3 groups. So it means I've got to do an ANOVA test. And since I only care about the amount of butterfat in it, this is a one-way ANOVA test. I have 3 groups, and I'm testing 1 variable, the amount of butterfat. And so I won't answer question number 2 here in this video because it's kind of a dead giveaway. If you've watched that other video and that link to, or done any reading, you'll know what the correct answer is. But how do I get to run the test without doing a lot of work? So I'm going to click on this data button, and it generates some random data for me. And I'm just going to select it. I'm going to Control-C it on my PC. You could Control-C it on a Chromebook. I think you Command-C it on a Mac. And then I opened up a blank spreadsheet, and I'm going to paste it in here. And notice, I clicked once. You probably have heard me say this before if I've done it, if you've watched other videos using the spreadsheet. If I double-click on the cell and try to paste it in, it puts it all into one cell, and that's not what we want. If you just click once on the cell and paste it. Here, I'll paste it again. Just click once and paste it. Then it puts all the data in separate cells, and that's what we want. Okay, so now how do you run an ANOVA test without doing a bunch of work? Well, if you go back to this online statistical tools that I've got in week 0, and this will be the same whether you're in Moodle or Canvas. We're transitioning to Canvas fall 2019, and I'm recording the spring 2019. What you do is I've got all these applets, and this, for now at least, until this goes away, it's been here for a few years. This online ANOVA applet does a great job. If you click on that link, it takes you to this. We have 3 groups, so I'm going to click 4. I'm going to click K equals 3, and then I'm going to uncheck this box. I don't want the sample data in this. It always puts in 4 groups if I don't anyways. And if you don't uncheck it, you'll see that you got 4 groups when we only want 3 here. So we're going to enter my data. And notice it gives me 3 groups. So then I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. I'm going to copy in the Holstein data, the Guernsey data. And let's see here. I'm here. I'm going to paste it in. Same thing, now sample B. Does it let me change the title here? Nope, I don't think so. Nope, that's too bad. It'd be nice if it would. So I'm going to paste in my Holstein data. Was it Holstein? I don't remember. Guernsey. So it's Guernsey, Jersey, then Holstein. So the last group will be Holstein. The ones that tend to produce the lowest amount of butterfat in their milk. So with this applet, this will be group A, this will be group B, and the Holsteins will be group C. And once I've got that in, I can just have it calculate it. And it gives me a whole bunch of stuff that I really don't even care about. What I do want to pay attention to is this F statistic. So I've got an F statistic of 51.58. Huge F statistic. So let's come back. Whoops, let's see. Where's my, where's that applet? Here we go. So here's my F statistic. I'm going to paste that in. I did this before. I didn't round, though I guess here's only 4 decimal places. Before there were more than 4, and it accepted it fine. Now, if we come back to that test result, you see that, and people will think its p-value is 5.16. Well, probabilities can't be greater than 1, so I know that's off. The other thing you got to notice is it's e to the negative 13. That means times, it's expressing it in scientific notation. So this is times 10 to the negative 13, which means we're going to move that decimal point 13 places to the left, which means the p-value is actually 0. Very unlikely to happen due to chance. So if I come back to my applet, I'm going to type in 0, and it's going to give me an error. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to click that. And I'm going to, because my p-value is so small, the data provides strong evidence against the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis says that all the average butterfats are equal. If I submit it, I get all my results are right. Now let's go back and take a look at this applet. Even though the MyOpen Math assignment's not asking for this, I think it's good since the software did this for us. A post hoc test is what happens if you find a significant difference. You find there's something that says these means are not all the same. Well, sometimes it's good to know what ones are the same, or what ones are the same and what ones are different. So what's nice about this is that the software, it runs all those comparisons. It runs Holstein, or Jersey versus Guernsey versus Jersey it was, and notice that is not statistically different. So we can't argue that the Holstein breed, at least based on this data, that Guernsey and Jersey produce a different average amount of butterfat. But then when you look at the other two, see how it says A, so that's Guernsey versus Holstein. That was statistically significant at the 1% level. And Jersey versus Holstein is also statistically significant at the 1% level. So this tells me that the Holstein breed tends to produce, the data supports the conclusion that the Holstein breed produces less butterfat on average than at least Guernseys and Jerseys. So I don't know if this was constructed data or faked out data or what, but that's the Tukey test. That's what I'm very familiar with. Now the Cheffe, I see it's kind of the same result. Some textbooks like these other tests for this course don't even worry about them. In fact, you don't yearly even have to worry about the post hoc test, other than it's here, so it's nice to see that. Okay, so I guess that's how you can use this applet to do the textbook exercises and the MyOpen Math exercises, in the web design too. It'll work for web design. So I guess I'll stop recording.